decoration, still a lot of talk on the living side of things too. And that's subject to talk about suites never used. This is the master suite, that's Mr. Hearst's bedroom, this is the sitting room. I haven't really talked about the person staying in this bed yet though. So I'll go on in there, once inside I'll fall and elaborate on the cryptic statement a little.
Oh, better. Oh, every room the ceiling different. The ceiling different everywhere.
Oh, the ceiling different.
So, Miss Hearst did have a wife, Millicent Hearst. She almost never would have stayed in this room. But this suite was finished in 1927, and in 1926, Mr. and Mrs. Hearst separated. I say separated because they never officially got divorced, the early 1900s after all. They were very much apart, didn't live in the same house anymore. So instead, the person who used this room most of the time would have been Hollywood actress Marion Davies. She and Miss Hearst were, let's say partners, that's a good word for it, partners, for base. Now, if you look up this room online, you find a lot of places call it the Gothic Library. We generally don't call it that, though. It's not an accurate name. This is not a library. Unlike the actual library downstairs, guests cannot check out the person's room. Guest hall is never here at all because Miss Hearst works for business needs. Not that as a particularly frequent use of this room, though. Most of the time, just Miss Hearst working alone all the time. Not just during the day either, actually. According to his grandson, John Jr., who people call Funky for some inscrutable reason. Every night after evening movie, his grandfather would go right back up to his study, take a copy of every newspaper that's coming to print that day. He's had copies for them daily. He'd spread them out on the floor and march them down, marking anything he didn't like with red crayon. And for each of those papers, he'd record a message and have it sent to the editor of that paper by telephone to listen to in the morning. According to Funky, he was doing this every night. It's a similar stuff in the day too, like I said, he's very busy. That's the thing was frequently asked about in this room, even back there. The reason our children in this study is not because the search wanted a study with 2 rooms in it, but rather because by the time it became a study, it wanted to technically not supposed to point out these benches to guests unless someone's visibly struggling, but my feet hurt, I want to sit down. Designed by Camille Salon, a French artist, all the original painting work for the estate. The reason this is not an antique ceiling has to do with the shape of the roof here. On the floors below us, even if you had a peaked ceiling, there's still a flat roof. So there'd be a gap between the ceiling and seeing the actual concrete still above it. That's not quite what's going on here, though. This matches the actual shape of the roof of our heads fairly closely. And the church just didn't have antique ceiling for that shape. The returns of these buildings look like big gray boxes when they were first built. That includes having flat tops. The service, though, you want to central house on big peak roofs that were built on top of the third floor. Which meant there was a gap between that peak roof and third floor's flat top, and that gap is where we are right now. Originally, this space is supposed to be left completely empty and inaccessible. It was empty space the church could build in, so eventually it did. Stairs up another floor, punch holes in sides, build a suite across the entire foyer. This is the sitting room for that suite. Once again, there's a chimney coming through the middle. Between heaven and earth is home of a freebooze and his wife Ada. Or at least that was one of several wildly different translations we guys have given for it here. It's difficult to translate, most likely because this is not an ancient Roman fireplace. Tiles and around the mouth of the fireplace are 15th century Spanish, but the part of the inscription on there is 12th century French. This is a time period when the only people actually fluent in Latin would be members of the church, not the people engraving the fireplace for a rich guy. So most likely reason it's difficult to translate is because the guy who wrote it probably didn't speak Latin either. Although I took Latin in college, I've already forgotten most of it, but I remember if telling misspelled the very first word.
Was the original World War really nice?
Yes. Much fancier. Let's see what temperature it is right now. Yep, 76. Yeah, not too bad for this time of year.
Interesting.
So Mr. Hearst called this the celestial suite. Celestial meaning of or pertaining to the heavens. It's rather appropriate because the highest set of bedrooms here on the hilltop. Almost highest anything on the hilltop, actually. The only rooms higher than the chambers of bells and the bell towers. Please be careful with the table there. One which is right overhead because we're in the lower half of one of the bell towers right now. In fact, originally this is where the bells were supposed to be. These grills weren't here, just a bell in each of these slots. Then Mr. Hearst had to turn to bedrooms. These rooms were rather popular, as you might imagine. In fact, one frequent guest here at the time, a gossip columnist named Hedda Hopper, made a point of requesting these rooms every time she was here. So it's like sneaking in a jewelry box. There was the odd complaint, though, one that normally gets brought up is Ludwig Bemelmans, a famous author of the time, wrote a letter near the end of which he complained about how he had to hang his jacket from the candelabras because there was nowhere else to put it. Because since these are not originally built as bedrooms, built without space, certain things Venice here.
So is this on par with the like normal tour, the grand room tour?
You're missing like the big banquet hall and this, that. They're just
Stairs.
Oh, never. Super small. If you get wrong, the easy fail.
So this is the elevator shop.
It's video sturdy.
Stairy?
Sturdy.
Sturdy, okay.
Yeah, this is like a big rock. And she was pretty cutting edge in terms of
Is there anyone behind you? Nope. Oh, no, that's it. Thank you.
Go that side earlier.
You know, there's a sign here, though. We only put that up for one reason. There are some endangered bats that like to hole up that end of the hallway sometimes. So, So instead, we're going to be entering this cloister room, which is not the one we want to go into. So step following like that, stairs last this door, make sure it closes.
Oh, we're back facing the entrance. You said close the door?
Yeah. Okay. So generally, guests are invited here to be allowed to bring someone along with a +1 of some kind. If they're married, be their spouse. If they weren't, though, well, this is the early 1900s. If you try with one other person, generally wouldn't be some of the opposite gender you're neither married nor related to. So a married guest bring their spouse along, and a married guest are bringing a close relative, a good friend, same gender, or valet, or someone didn't have any friends, something like that. While married guests stay in suites, which have their own rooms, next to cases or bathrooms. Each of these cloisters has 2 bathrooms, and we only need 1 because originally they were separate rooms. Near the start of the tour, I mentioned there are 3 different types of bedroom styles you're entering on the tour today. We've been the suites, now we're in the cloister rooms. Now there's one last type of bedroom set, and that's here next and final stop now. So you're going to get there, go through this door, going to go down the hall, up a little set of stairs at the end of this hall, and then take a right. Make sure you take right after going up the little set of stairs. The first right is going to be running headfirst to one of the tours behind us. I have had people make that wrong turn going this way before. And also like that towards last year's store.
So you're on the southwest side of the property. You see that little sliver of land above the white top, above the little dark spot as well, that kind of sliver of land at the top? That's a 100 mile that. See, all the way out to the
Gap between the center house and the south wing. Generally kept on the ground floor, but as well as that gap is empty space in the Hearst building. So I got in touch with Julie Morgan, asked her what sort of room you think you build in the space that's really tall but really narrow. She came with what they call the duplexes. Essentially has all the accoutrements of a suite, but one room set of multiple attachments. So the sitting room, bathroom, closet down here, and then the bedroom part is locked over. There are 4 of these on the grounds, 1 room right now, 1 directly above us, 2 more on the outside of the house. Now this is, as I said, our last stop in the house on the tour. We're still with me for another 10 minutes or so here, and you can work our way around for a world's fanciest bus stop, depot, pool. A bit of a walk to get there.
Stairwell.
Alright, so to get the indoor pool, you're hanging on the stairs there and taking a left. So I have a bit of time to get there, so just follow me and we'll start gradually. So, any of you want to take another grab or something? Yeah, I'm not planning to. It's sort of an attic, but it's kind of still. That's what.
I can imagine parties and stuff. Like, this place has to eat for me. I mean, you can see the contrast from this side and that side, which looks very finished, right? Like, you could imagine the side, like power and wings.
Joe's suite down there, back room stayed up there. Between the two is the cloister we normally be entering, and then the duplexes are off to the left. And over here is where they offloaded garbage. Just toss in here, pull up the truck, pull the slats outside and back. That's the last one that's good for me.
You can jump right in. Oh, panic call, they have leaking. No more people swimming.
Very long picture. Okay. Wait. The bus not coming.
Thank you.
Ra ngoài đây đâu là không được thôi.
In a bit, Jaden.
All the way the back, man. Enjoy the back. Okay, the bus done. We go. Let's go.
Thank you so much.
Moving, the bus moving.
Then an estate village that housed castle workers in the years after 1919. Its one-room schoolhouse still survives, as does a store dating from 1852, and several of the warehouses, which date clear back to 1878. Though there were many plans after Hearst's attempt to build a large resort area along Highway 1, the Hearst Corporation in 2005, with a landmark conservation easement, set aside 82,000 acres of land for its little use, family ranching, and protected the rest. The animal enclosures used in Mr. Hearst's time for the polar bears. They were given ice on warm days and used their pool to swim in and keep cool. These animal pens were modeled after those in German zoos and were very advanced for their time. While you're at the visitor center, be sure to stop by the gift shop and also to view the free exhibits, which will give you an expanded appreciation of the estate. If you get a hankering to try the Hearst Ranch Beef or other products, they are available for shipment and sale at the kiosk at the visitor center, as well as being served in the restaurant. Just south of the lighthouse is a cove that during many times Sand City has been located across Highway 1 and Castle Hill, leading Randolph Hearst to Great State Beach. Learn about the animals that live in this portion of Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary. There are also many opportunities to enjoy the unspoiled coastline in its one-room schoolhouse still survives, as does a store dating from 1852, and several of the warehouses, the oldest of which dates clear back to 1878.
80,000 acres.